rock band, yeah, but I guess if you had to define it more, we always consider ourselves a punk band, I think, and kind of a very melodic punk band. It's heavy. Yeah, it's our heaviest record, definitely. But I mean, it's also our catchiest, and we just try to do everything that we've always done in the past, but get better at it. We've always been rushed in making our albums in the past, and writing and recording. But this album, we spent an entire year just writing and kind of rewriting and just making sure every part was perfect, So we think that this is the perfect Bayside album. We start with like kind of a chord progression mainly. Everything kind of starts with a chord progression and a vocal melody, and that's how we know if it's a good song or not, And then if it's standing up that way, then we all kind of get into it and start taking it to where it's going to go, what the tempo is going to be, what the rhythm is going to be, kind of the vibe of it, and the lyrics usually come last.
Writing, I mean, I think when we're writing, we're really used to each other now. So it's almost like we know what to do and what anyone else is going to do. So it kind of gets a little easier to sit in a room and when we hear something, how to complement a drum part or a guitar part or something like that.
I think working with Gil too on the last album, I think personally I learned a lot of things, a few tricks. Or anytime we worked with someone who helped us, whoever produced the album, you always learn something in that process. So
don't lift me up if you're strong intent on dropping me back down.
It's different from, I was on tour when I was 17, I'm 30 now. Like, it's certainly different just because of cell phones and internet and stuff like that. But we've been comfortably touring for a little bit now, and when we're over here in Europe and we're on a bus, it's extremely more comfortable. But I don't know, touring it's still new experiences, especially when we come over here. This is only our second time over here, so we get to explore and see some new places. But as far as playing shows and all that type of stuff, that's the stuff we have fun doing and we do well, and it's it's different, but it's not that much different than playing at home.
I get excited touring in Europe in general because I think kids here appreciate new music, and I think last time when we played here, which was our first time playing here, I think a lot of kids seemed interested. So now I'm interested to see how they react tonight.
I think like in the 10 years we've been a band, we've seen the scene turn over multiple times, because it's always kind of the 15 or 16 to 21 kind of age bracket, you know what I mean? So in 10 years, you see that kind of turn over a few times. But I guess we're used to that, you know what I mean? I think punk rock is for the kids, I think, you know what I mean? So whether it's the same kids or new kids or whatever, can't stay a kid forever.
No, we're on a label right now that's giving us support in a way that we hadn't been given support in the past. So it's nice to be afforded opportunities like coming here, where it isn't necessarily a big, it's not necessarily a moneymaker, and it's something that financially wouldn't have made sense, but it's nice to have the label recognize a great opportunity for our band to be put in front of a lot of people and to afford us an opportunity to come over. So in that respect, it's really nice. It's really difficult to, there is certainly the internet affords opportunities for people to produce their own music and to put it up and to have access universally. You can access any music universally through the internet, but the label is still key in the sense of promoting and advertising and, again, providing some financial support to do things like come to Europe, where you can't, we can't put, it's not like all of us are just going to go to the bank and withdraw $20,000 to come on a European tour out of our pockets. It's something that we just can't afford to do. So it's nice to have the backing of the label. And that's really what the label does. And puts our record in stores worldwide. That's another thing that we can't certainly do on our own.
Yeah, it gives us more time to just play and tour. You know,
Focus
what I
on
mean?
what's important.
Yeah, trying to do things yourself is kind of like being your own label. There's a lot of time that has to be spent doing business stuff. You know, and we don't.
Yeah.
We'd rather just play.
But you won't mind. With for all of it.
I think it's just really good for releasing information now. You know, like kind of keeping our fans and the people who are interested in the band involved and informed on the band. You know, we don't really do the promotion stuff online where a lot of bands do. You know, like going to sites and advertising and stuff like that. You know, it's more a stream of information for us. Because when I was just growing up, being into bands and stuff like that, I would have loved to know what bands did before shows and after shows. You know what I mean? What tour was like and where they were and what they were doing. So I think we try to do a lot more of that than we do like, hey, our album's on sale for $5.99 this week. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I just learned what Facebook chat was.
Yeah.
I watched Nick
Great.
Facebook chat with Lauren. I wasn't reading anything though.
Yeah, I mean, the internet for us, you know, over the years it went from MySpace, now it's like Twitter and Facebook. MySpace is still pretty good for bands, so that's more of an informational and like, you know, we'll put songs up there. And then we have, I think, Facebook's a little bit more about information too, but Twitter, you know, we have our own Twitters, but then we also have a band one that's a little bit more info-based. So we have a little bit of both worlds.
Actually, I would advise against constantly touring for young bands. My biggest piece of advice and what I've learned over the years is to concentrate on writing music. And there are bands that get signed and get huge before they play their first show, you know, because the music is so good that everybody flocks to it, you know. So if you spend 23 hours a day advertising your band on MySpace and only 1 hour a day writing the song that you're going to advertise, then you're mismanaging your time. You know, so I think it's a lot more important to spend your time writing good music than it is trying to get the music out there.